Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So on my blog, I show people how to make money, same way I built my fortune, starting at 19, a millionaire by 28. Did it with just lots and lots of little deals. And today I'm doing a video, kind of a reaction video, I guess you call it, based on Kris Krohn's video that he reacting to this latest Grant Cardone controversy.
I don't know, $8 million.
You could probably pick that thing up today for $7 or $8 million.
Period. Now, the reason I'm looking at this is because Kris is a lot younger than me. In this video, he talks about, he was a Grant Cardone fan, looked up to him. And, it's very different for me because being older, I'd already had success in real estate. I've been a millionaire for a long time. And what I saw of Grant Cardone in the past, he had this 10 times thing, and I believe Grant Cardone is probably a very qualified salesman. I think people can learn a lot from him in that respect. I only took notice of Grant Cardone when he started talking real estate.
What's up, Kris Krohn here. Grant Cardone goes off the rails yesterday with the video that he himself put out saying, bankrupt, losing everything, I need a lawyer, I'm going to jail, you can probably get all of my apartment units at 10 cents on the dollar, and then comes out today and says, just kidding, I was just doing that for publicity. Today we're talking about, however, what is real and what is fake. And you might, at the end of this video, be as concerned as I am, not being able to really tell the two apart.
I've seen enough of him that he's a great salesman, but he's just coming apart at the seams.
In the past day or so, Grant Cardone goes live with this video on Instagram.
On the rumors of my bankruptcy that is soon to happen. Yes, it's true.
And then decides to pull it. Yet other people had actually recorded the video and it started getting syndicated and it went viral. And basically what this video does is it's Grant, by his own omission, essentially saying, I'm going down, but I'm still gonna be the talk of the town. I'm losing my apartments. I'm losing my $50 million jet.
I'm losing the plane, the condo, all the apartments, 8,000 units. Okay, all of it's going back to the bank.
Dude, you might be able to pick that up for, I don't know, $8 million.
You could probably pick that thing up today for $7 or $8 million.
He goes on further to talk about the fact that he might need your help on finding a lawyer to keep out of jail.
If you know a good bankruptcy lawyer that can protect me from going to prison, send me a link.
Bottom line is, when I watched this, seriously, it was like a heart-stopping moment.
Yeah, it wasn't a heart-stopping moment for me at all. Basically, what I saw is a man that basically came to a moment of truth and was just telling it like it is for a moment. I really don't think it was contrived. I think he was being 100% truthful. I just think that somebody caught him in a weak moment, and what he said was the absolute truth. Listen, the writing's on the wall. Everything he just said, I'm sure, is true. And I think what we saw later on was just simply damage control.
Because Grant is, for many people, like a financial teacher. He's an educator.
I could see that he'd be attractive, like a Tony Robbins in that respect. So I've never been inclined to watch him. It's only when the real estate is what got my interest.
He himself says he has 100,000 people part of Cardone University, and to come out with a video like that, was really like gut-wrenching. I actually felt really bad for him.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad for him. I kind of did. I felt a little bit bad for him. I thought, yeah, he's hit a wall. He has hit a wall. But at the same time, I thought it was not very apologetic. It just looks like, kind of like somebody that feels sorry for themselves when they get caught. So I didn't really have any gut-wrenching moments like Kris described of feeling sorry for him. But of course, I didn't read his courses. Maybe if I felt like he taught me something, I might have felt a little bit like he did. But I've never had that experience.
And then something else happened today. 30 minutes ago, Grant goes live on his YouTube channel and he admits that the entire thing was a planned hoax. It was a fake.
And that's what I did yesterday. And a bunch of you fools went for it.
Okay, so like I said, this is damage control. I think this thing, I don't think it was contrived. I think he honestly was spilling his guts on that Instagram. post that he quickly tried to hide. If he did it on April Fool's, maybe on April 1st he could have did it, but got away with that. But he did it on April 15th. So it's real. It's real. And let's see what he said here.
That's what I did yesterday. And a bunch of you fools went for it.
Yeah, see, there's not for a second do I believe that. He just simply got so much backlash that he regretted it. It's a regrettable moment. He's made a lot of them in the last 45 days, I'm afraid.
I can't believe how many of you out there went for it, okay?
He was actually trolling himself to drum up fake news to prove a point. That right now, bad media and bad news travels faster than good news.
You got to drop bad news to get anybody to pay attention to you.
He put his foot in his mouth. He's trying to retract something. Bad news travels faster than good. I mean, that's been around for ages. And that's why you have Yelp, and that's why you have reviews. There's probably, for every good review you see, there's probably 10 more good reviews, okay? But for every complaint you see, there's probably only like one more, because everybody that complains. People are angry. People want to let people know this sucks. And so I don't even think Grant believes what's spewing out of his mouth.
This is the best asset class you can be in. If you got a house, refinance it right now because you're not going to be able to sell it.
But I don't think he believes a lot of the stuff that he says. So no surprise.
And what did he want to do? He wanted to hijack the media. He wanted to hijack your emotions and your feelings. But I'm looking at this and I'm kind of concerned because in the last month, some bad things have happened with Cardone and Cardone Capital. And then of course we have things like this. And now you have to ask yourself what's true and what's false. Check this out. Here's a tweet from one of Grant's employees. It says, on Friday, Cardone fired 80 of 180 of his employees at Cardone Capital without notice and without benefits, as little as legally obligated, and gave them a letter from his lawyer saying that if they contest, they can try and go to court, but they won't be able to because guess what? The courts are closed.
Yeah, if he delivered it like that, certainly that is, it's just a way to intimidate the people that are, that work for him and owes money. And it's not a nice way to do it, but I can tell you right now that is the truth. The courts are jam-packed.
This is from the Scientology Money Project. Cardone arrogantly bragged in a video the other day that the courts aren't open, so no one is going to sue anybody. What does that tell you about a person's character? Is that someone that you want to actually learn from, furthermore even do business with? This one says Grant Cardone admits to bankruptcy in a video clip. Stay tuned. Grant Cardone has been erratic for the last 45 days and has exhibited bizarre mood swings ranging from mania to serious freakishness.
Well, I certainly agree with that because I've witnessed it myself.
If that's you and you got a good attitude and you ain't a little bitch, you ain't a little baby, you ain't a crybaby, you ain't stupid baby, you ain't dumb. Yeah, I need my money, I got to buy a Rolex.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't just believe it because I read it, but I've actually seen it in the videos he's produced.
So here are the facts that we do know. He has in fact laid people off. We also know that Grant recently admitted in this video clip,
we are suspending distributions to our investors for April, May, and June.
Holy moly.
that all of his guaranteed payouts to all of his investors are being put on pause for April, May, and June.
Suspending payment to investors just makes sense. I can tell you that, I probably got 15 different entities. I mean, I own them, I control them in every way, and most of my partners are just my kids. Anyways, but certainly everything gets locked down because we're preparing for the damage. How many people are going to be paying rent? In fact, I did a video the other day, and I don't even know if I put it out yet, but it was like the good news is that the rent checks are coming in. Not all of them, but the ones that came in I was celebrating. But the bad news is those checks are starting to bounce. So it's a prudent thing to put a hold on the money like that. I wouldn't fault Grant at all for doing that. No surprise, no surprise. In fact, it's what you should do.
So basically, changing the game. Now, when you're an influencer and you're trying to create confidence and all of a sudden you're firing people and you're stopping payment, what's the last thing you might want to consider doing? I don't know, coming out with a video, releasing all sorts of fake news, and then coming out the next day and saying, I can't believe you guys went for that. That tells me who my real friends are and or not. And basically goes on to say that this is how you be successful in business. This is how you be successful in marketing. For me, I look at it and I'm like, so you're telling me that I should tell lies. You're telling me that I should actually intentionally lie to the public and then come out later and say, just kidding, but now that I have all your eyeballs on me, Grant, was it worth the 3,000 views that you got in the first 30 minutes from releasing today's video?
Yeah, well, I agree with Kris on that. It's pretty disturbing, this hoax he put on. The hoax is ridiculous, and it's nothing but it's just total disregard for the investors and for people like Kris that probably bought his book and followed him. And I'm sure it is very disheartening.
So here's the problem. You can call it fake news or you can call it what it is. Lying. What person uses a tactic like that just so they can win more in the game of marketing and business? That is someone that I used to respect, and I gotta be honest, you have lost that respect. I went through the gut-wrenching ordeal of actually watching that video and then finding out that it was just a game. Do not play games with me. By the way, don't play games with your investors and saying something is guaranteed and then doing stop payment and then making jokes about it. Furthermore, firing people and then threatening them that they shouldn't sue you for reasons of X, Y, and Z. Guys, at the end of the day, when you get into crisis mode, people reveal their character, they reveal their nature, they reveal who they really are.
It really does reveal the true Grant when the chips are down. And you can tell, it would seem, you know, he was advertising and soliciting money prior to shutting off disbursements.
If you got cash in the bank and think that the cash in the bank is your security, you're freaking hallucinating. It is not security. You need cash flow. Cash flow is security. Invest with me at CardoneCapital.com. I'll never let you down.
So imagine being an investor putting in money. You just say you just gave him $15,000 or some significant amount that's significant to you, and all of a sudden you find out, whoop, we're closed. He shouldn't even have been soliciting money from at that point anyway. Tough times, but really, really reveal people.
And I'm just telling you from what I've seen in the last 45 days, I've had enough of Grant Cardone. I'm not learning from Uncle G anymore because I'm not going to take the good with the bad. I want to follow a mentor or somebody that can play it honest. In fact, if we don't have our integrity, what do we actually have? When I follow a mentor, when I want to learn and grow from someone, I want to know that whether they're right or wrong in business, that in the least, I respect who they are as a person. I respect that you can lay off 80 people. That may have been the intelligent thing to do. I can also respect that you may have to change your investment games and actually put stop payment for a couple of months to preserve the asset. That also might be the right choice. Tugging on heartstrings and lying intentionally just to get eyeballs, you've lost me there and you've lost my respect. I'm going to tell you right now where I actually disagree with Grant Cardone when he's quoting Kevin Hart, who I've met. He's a really great man. And when he quotes Kevin, he says, well, Kevin himself said that bad news travels worse than good news.
Remember what Kevin Hart told me as he sat on stage with me and said, Grant, bad news travels faster than good news. People pass it on. Doesn't matter how much good you do in the world. If you want to get people to talk about you, give them some bad news.
Well, I thought I heard Grant's worst advice the other day when he was suggesting people invest in Cardone Capital. But this idea that you want to get people to talk about you, just give them some bad news, that tops it all. That tops it all. This guy's toasted himself. It's sad.
Yeah, but is that the reputation that you want to build yourself on? I mean, right now what we need is positivity. What we need is good news. What we need is actual help. What we need is actually help us get jobs, help us find money-making opportunities. Don't pull on people's heartstrings and don't lie to them. What we need right now is more positivity. And if you agree, by the way, smash the like button and hang out. More good news coming your way.
Well, I like Kris's advice on that. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you like my videos, please follow me. It helps the channel when you hit the like button and you subscribe. If you haven't got my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate, please give it a look. It's only $10. I think you can get your money back if you don't like it. It's like course in itself. Spend $10 before you spend, 1,000 or 10,000 somewhere else. So Kris Krohn, nice job.